Camille's Country Corner. I'm Camille. So glad that you could stop by and see us here today. And on our menu, we are having some chicken parmesan. Also, we are going to be making some chocolate cupcakes. All right, let me show you what you're going to need for this recipe. Today's recipe is being featured out of the Hershey's cookbook for the chocolate cake. And for the cake, you will need some cupcake liners because today I'm doing cupcakes. You need flour, sugar, baking powder, baking soda, vegetable oil, 2 eggs, milk of your choice. Today I'm using buttermilk. You need some vanilla and some baking cocoa. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, in this bowl I have 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just using kosher salt here, but you can use any salt. I'm going to go ahead and mix this. And I actually want to add my cocoa powder here as well. 3/4 of a cup of the baking powder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give that just a quick stir. Does not have to be thoroughly mixed through. All right, and to my wet mixture, I have 2 cups of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add some oil, vegetable oil, just a 1/2 cup. I'm going to add my 1 cup of milk and my 2 eggs. All right, let me grab my mixer. Now I'm just going to use my hand mixer here. But you can do this by hand as well. And before I forget, let's add my vanilla. It didn't want to open for me. All right, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, or a little more in my case. We're going to beat this on a medium speed for 2 minutes. We're going to go ahead and add all of that in. And we're going to beat this for another minute. At this point, we're going to add 1 cup of boiling water. Your batter will be really thin. That is the way it's supposed to look. Just want to scrape your bowl down just to make sure that everything is mixed. Okay, using my ice cream scoop, I am going to fill our cupcakes about 3/4 of the way full, which is usually about a little over 1 scoop. Okay, I got 18 cupcakes. These liners are a little bit big, so normally you would get 24 cupcakes if you use just regular cupcake liners. I will link this down below. I got these at Amazon. We're gonna go ahead and throw these in the oven at 350 degrees preheated oven for 15 to 20 minutes. While the cupcakes are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and make the frosting for this. You need 1 stick of butter. You can melt it or have it at room temperature. We need 2/3 of a cup of the baking cocoa. I'm a little bit shy of that. Let me see if I have any more. I thought I was recording. I did add the rest of the cocoa powder. And then you need 3 cups of powdered sugar. That's just the confectioner sugar. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Beans are jumping out. I do make my own vanilla. I use vodka and vanilla beans. And it takes about 2 months before you can use it, but it's best if up to a year. Mine's been in circulation for a couple of years now. All right, and then you will need 1/3 of a cup of milk. Now, because I don't always read the directions, it said to alternate your sugar and your milk, but I did not do that. So just mix them all together. This comes out perfect. So it's nice and thick. And it tastes delicious too. All right, we will come back when the cupcakes have come out of the oven and they've cooled, and I'll show you what's next. Okay, we're going to frost these cupcakes now. They've cooled. And they actually cooked for about, I would say, 25 minutes at 350. I've just got a piping bag here, and it's got the scallop tip on it. All I'm going to do is go around the cupcake. Just like that. I'll do one more. Now this is pretty sweet frosting, so you may not want to go too thick on these. And I have 2 different kinds of sprinkles here. I've got a chocolate and just a rainbow. Nothing too fancy, just something to make them cute. All right, I'm gonna do up the rest of these
and I'll bring you back when I'm done.
All right, friends, here is our finished product. These are super moist and delicious cupcakes. I hope you try them. Now let's get on to our main dish. For the chicken parmesan, you will need some sauce, some chicken breasts, a couple of eggs, some breadcrumbs. You can use panko here. I have the ones with the Italian seasoning already in it, and some Parmesan cheese and some mozzarella Italian style mix. All right, what I did is I trimmed down my chicken breasts. They were kind of small, but they were thick, so I went ahead and cut them down a little bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, all right, I'm gonna set these aside while I get the other things ready. I'm using probably about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of breadcrumbs. I'm going to mix that with some Parmesan cheese. I don't have the other kind, the more fresh, so I'm going to just use what I have. I'm going to add a little bit more salt to this and a little bit more pepper. Then I'm going to crack 2 eggs. Oh, I got a shell in here. Nobody wants that. So let's put that aside. I like breading my chicken first and getting it all ready before I take it over to the frying pan. That way I don't have to rush and try to do things really quickly. All right, now we pretty much go egg and then the breadcrumbs. You can also do a little bit of flour here. I think I might grab some flour just because it makes the coating a little bit more crispy. So give me just, all right, I've got probably about the same amount of flour as well. And I like to salt and pepper everything. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper to the flour as well. We want to season every step of the way. You want these to be very flavorful. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take a couple of pieces here and dip them into the flour. Now we are keeping one hand dry. And I like to really push in that breading. So I make sure every piece is covered entirely. Any spots that don't have breading on them will chip off the rest of your breading. All right, so that was about a 3-pound bag of chicken, and I probably had about 2.5 pounds left of it. And anything that you have left from your breading or your flour, throw it out. It's not any good. It's already been contaminated with the chicken, so you can't save it. It's still good for this recipe, it's just not good to use for future use. All right, let's take all of this to the stove. All right, to our stove, I am doing about a medium to medium high. We're only gonna shallow fry here. I just want to get some color on the chicken. All right, our oil should be hot enough. Let me take a little piece, give it a try. It's almost there. Meanwhile, while we're waiting for that to heat up, I made some sauce earlier, but you can definitely use some jar sauce here. You want to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom of a 9 by 13 baking dish. Okay. Just enough to coat the bottom of your pan so your chicken doesn't stick. I'm going to turn this up a little bit here because this can definitely fry at a higher temperature because we only want to get the outside crisp. And the inside we're going to finish off in the oven, and we're going to bake this at 400 for about 20 to 30 minutes. These are really thin. They might only take 20 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I just want to get a little bit of color on here. I'm not trying to cook it through. Okay, that one got a little bit too dark. Let's turn this down. That second side does not need to be perfect because we are going to finish this in the oven. And as you see, I am using a fork to fry, to poke the chicken. The reason I'm doing that is because I do not want all my breading to fall off if I were to use some tongs. Try not to overcrowd your pan because you will steam it instead of frying it. That happens really quickly. Now that all our chicken is done, I'm going to top the rest of it with some of our sauce. All right, and then I am going to take some more Parmesan cheese. Like I said, if you have the other kind, definitely use that. I have some mozzarella here, just what's left of the package that I had. And then this is the Italian style, so this has a little bit of everything in it. Probably adding about a cup of cheese to the top of this. We like it really cheesy. All right, I'm going to put this in an oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. All right, friends, this is what it looks like when it's done. It was in there at 400 for 20 minutes. We're just going to serve this with a simple salad, and usually you use a pasta. I'm going to serve this with some cheese ravioli and just add a little bit extra sauce. All Alright guys, I'd like to thank you for stopping by today and cooking with me. I hope you try these recipes. These chocolate cupcakes are the best and you will be the hit of every potluck or party that you take them to. And this chicken parmesan is out of this world. Serve it with a couple of delicious sides and you'll have your meal for the week. All of this took less than an hour to make. So again, if you like our recipes, please subscribe below if you haven't already. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.